Thanks for stopping by. I'm Phil Call, host of the RadeKalls podcast. I'm joined with my good friends Noah. Say hi, Noah.
I did.
Jake.
It was a
Byrne.
nonverbal
How you
hello.
doing, Jake?
I'm alive.
Let's see. We got a great show for you guys today. If you're watching on YouTube, though, please, before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button right underneath the video. Leave a comment if you like. All kind of feedback is very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're talking about some cheap beers. These are the kinds of beers your dads like, not your hipster friends in college like. Let's see. Jake, what kind of cheap beer do you enjoy? Or which one? Which cheap beer do you enjoy?
I drink a lot of Yingling Light.
All right.
A lot of it.
Noah, what do you drink?
So let's see. My go-to cheap beer would probably be Modelo.
Especial.
Especial. Yeah.
Is that because you're in Texas, kind of near the Mexican border, so
Probably. Yeah.
you probably have easier access to it than we do up here in Ohio.
Yeah, probably.
Not a
but
love
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
very shotgunnable. Yeah, it's my golf beer. Well,
Oh, that's perfect. See, I feel like cheap beers work really well in those situations. It's hot, you're doing some kind of slight physical activity, because no one wants to do a ton, like, heart-racing physical activity, but then you have a nice,
ever.
light...
No one wants to do any sort of intense physical activity.
But then you got a nice little light beer sitting there, and then it's like, oh, I am cooled and refreshed, and I'm a little drunk now.
Yeah.
So that's a great combo.
And it's nice because you can bet people with it, closest to the pin or farthest away from the pin gets to or has to shotgun a beer or something on par threes. So just fun stuff like that.
Okay.
But then also we just bring a bunch of liquor and one hitters and all sorts of crap too. So it's we're just having we're golfing really well, by the way, while doing this.
You guys should bring some beer that you don't enjoy drinking, and that should be the punishment for whoever has the worst shots and stuff.
Steel Reserve.
Some Colt 45s.
I
Oh
was gonna
man.
tell you, I almost broke out. I have a Natty Daddy in my fridge. I almost broke out.
I'm a little sick, that's why the cough's coming through. Also, some of these make me want to throw up, so sometimes it's a little of both when I'm coughing, trying to hold that down.
You're not a fan of the Natty Daddy?
Not a fan of the Natty Daddy in any way whatsoever.
I didn't purchase it, so
Uh-huh.
I know better.
Alright, so when I'm shopping at the store and stuff, I always pick up Natural Light as my light beer to have around the house.
Always.
So it sounds ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
But, first of all, me and my friend down here, or I guess actuary friends in Cincinnati,
Yeah,
had a
that's
tasting, and Natty Light won the cheap beer tasting. Double blind test. We voted, and Natty Light secretly came out on top. It was amazing.
Secretly? It was...
So, well, it's double blind, so it
I
snuck
don't
up
think
on
it's
us.
a secret when it doesn't taste awful.
That's true.
Did you
Well,
cleanse
I
your
mean,
palates?
most people judge.
Did you cleanse
We,
your palates in between tastings?
Yes,
with
we
wine?
used other beer to cleanse our palates. Let's see. But I was gonna say, so I picked that up. But whenever I host a party or something, I always feel it necessary to get Bud Light or Miller Light, something way more popular for my family, because I don't want to be hated. You guys go through any of that? What light beer do you drink personally versus share with your friends?
Nope.
I do not host parties. I just go to parties.
So
And-
you're just coming drinking all my Bud Light.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I will do more I'll just bring a six pack of something fancy, just some craft IPA, and yeah.
That's another episode. We're not going to get into that garbage right now. This is beer that your parents drink. Come on.
So, I mean, with my family, most of us are craft beer drinkers. I keep Yingling Light on stock to chase my bourbon with or whatever I'm shooting if I'm doing that. But
Okay, so that's So Yingling Light's like your palate cleanser, actually, like Noah said. You know, in between beers and bourbons, I drink a Yingling Light to, you know, get those taste buds working again.
Because regular Yingling kind of tastes like butt, but for some reason the light version tastes like less butt.
But.
Well, that you,
I mean, I could
you
be
said it, it's
something
light.
else. You know, chastise me
Made
for-
with less butt.
But
I don't get it, because like with cheap beers, I think I could go any way on any of them, but my family, like my uncle will only drink Miller Lite. And then
That's how
Bud
mine
Light
is.
if you don't have Miller Lite, but he's not happy about it. He'll go pick up Miller Lite in those situations.
my uncle's the same way, which, I mean, my second go-to is always Miller Lite. Like, I'm not going to turn down a Miller Lite if it's handed to me.
What are you talking about? If you're drinking Miller, you have to drink the champagne of beers. Crack open a High Life, man.
I'm trying to watch my figure fill. Not all of us are naturally skinny.
Hey,
So you have to get the light beers. Get the MG64, man.
God,
You
that's
won't
just
get
drinking
drunk on
piss
it
water.
at all.
That's just drinking piss water.
so my brother is he also has a thick build. And so he's like 200 pounds, but last weekend he ran a marathon. So being skinny's overrated, you know? Why not be 200 pounds and run a marathon?
Why
Is there
would,
something
you,
wrong
why
with
would
being
you ever
200
run a
pounds?
marathon?
What?
Is there something wrong with being 200 pounds, Noah?
No, I wish I was 200 pounds. I'm like 135.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's, man, I think I just got under 170 today because I got sick and didn't eat for 2 days, but that's different.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at a grand total of 212.
Nice.
Damn. See, you're solid muscle though. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's
terrible.
terrifying.
You're all muscle and a giant beard. Okay.
It's not all muscle, I'll tell you that.
Oh man. All right, then for time's sake, because Jake has to be a party pooper and go to work soon, let's get into our big old bracket battle.
I got about
Today
an hour
we'll be
and a half.
breaking down. What do you got?
About an hour and a half, as long as I can step away to get the food out of the oven.
All right. Well,
Burn down the house. Don't eat your food. Anyways, we got
default.
light beers, and we're gonna pick. What is it? Our favorite amongst the group is how we're gonna do this one.
we're going to pick the opposite of our least favorite.
I like it.
We really should have done like a losers bracket too, like most hated.
We'll do. You know, we have a lot of podcasts ahead of us. We'll get the most hated light beer out sometime. I don't know.
All right,
Talk to the producer, man. He's the one that comes up with this. I just do what he says.
you just call him a producer. Yeah.
A producer. All right. So let's see. First round, we have Miller Lite versus Coors Light. I think I intended this top left corner to be the most popular and the typical ones you would expect if maybe you're going out to eat or something. So, Jake, where you got? Miller Lite or Coors Light?
Miller.
Is this trying to stick with your family?
No, I just don't like Coors Light. I truly don't.
See, so I'm gonna go Coors Light, and it's 100% because that's what they had at Old Bag, in college going to happy hour, $2 22-ounce beers. You
It
could
was
not beat
nice.
Coors Light and
So-
Old Bag.
Yeah.
That's not cheap enough to make it into this bracket, Jake.
Is Old Bag still open?
Pretty good light beer.
Old Bag is still open.
It is.
Okay.
If anyone from Old Bag and Ales watches this, please invite us to do a live podcast show during Outerbine's homecoming. We're all alums. We all love what you have, and we all missed your boneless garlic parmesan wings.
I worked there even, so. Woo.
I mean,
Look at that.
what's stopping us from just podcasting in general in there?
Pretty sure like commercial laws prevent us from using their property to air our show.
My
Right.
name's Dr. Phil. I'm a lawyer.
Dr. Phil
Actually, I'm
copyright.
not.
You
I'm
can't use
just
that.
All right, Noah. So you're the tiebreaker. We got 1-1. Miller Lite to Coors Light.
So originally I thought, I had been drinking Miller Lite when I was at Old Bag with Phil, but apparently it was Coors Light. So I'm gonna go with Coors Light on this one.
Okay,
Ah,
here's a side note. They are owned by the same parent company,
Yeah, they're
Miller Coors.
they're kind of the same
no,
beer.
no. I saw the commercial in the Super Bowl the one time. The Bud Light guys go, "Do you guys use artificial ingredients? Do you guys see?" You
Bud
see
Light's
that?
not owned by
The syrup one.
Yeah.
Bud Light's owned by InBev, or whatever it is, and then Miller Coors is its own entity.
I wonder why they make two competing beers.
Whatever.
I'm gonna ignore it.
They already existed, yeah.
Oh, dude, Coors Light used to have those awesome commercials.
Coors
Right?
Light also
Was that
is
the one with
associated with...
the twins? They always used to do something and then yell "and twins."
Coors Light was also associated with Coors Banquet, which is not good. Have you had that stuff?
No, I've never even heard of it, but I'm thankful.
It's normal Coors. If it's not, and like
It's Coors without the extra water to make it lighter.
yeah, it tastes like kind of really bready, like malty
Oh,
kind
that sounds
of.
awful.
Bread.
Yeah, and it comes in this like weird manila folder can color. I'm not even joking. It's
Maybe I
you can
have
get it at the store. It's not good.
Good.
Well, I'm going to do everything I can to ignore it now that I know it exists. Anyway, so let's fill in Coors Light, and then we're gonna move on down. We have Bud Light versus Corona, and I go Corona. I don't like the taste of Corona unless you put the lime in it, but I feel like Coronas taste way better in the sunshine. So I'll give the credit to me sitting on a beach instead of drinking Bud Light in some restaurant or an Applebee's. Probably an Applebee's.
What's wrong with Applebee's?
The fact that they don't have a stove or oven or grill
I
in their
worked
restaurant.
at an Applebee's and their dishwasher was broken, but that didn't stop business. So,
No, it was the dishwasher.
no, I wasn't. We still put them through the dishwasher. They just didn't get cleaned.
Oh man, but did they actually have a kitchen, or is it just like 5 microwaves sitting there? Oh man, I shouldn't put hate on this podcast. I'm sorry, I gotta stop that.
Yeah, we're just like calling out specific restaurants.
Yeah, no, I gave props to Old Bag. That's different.
That's true.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, Jake's out. I picked Corona. What are you thinking, Noah?
Corona. Yes, same idea.
I'm
you know,
Bud Light.
beach chilling. Like I want Corona.
Yeah. So, Jake, why are you going with Bud Light? Even though we can't see you, we'll listen to your beautiful voice.
He does have a nice voice.
Bud Light was just, I mean, I don't particularly enjoy it, but it's like my family's equivalent of Miller Lite. It's Katie's family equivalent of that. Like they're all Bud Light all the time, so it's just like I'll put up with it. I've had too many warm Coronas that just taste like butt.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's
Drink 'em
not supposed
fast,
to
but
be
don't get
drank
warm.
warm. That's probably why.
The one thing I do like about Bud, though, is they do come out with lots of new products frequently. I don't like the taste of any of them, but I respect them for doing that.
Like the Lima Rita.
No, the Limeriters are garbage. The seltzers are really good.
Oh yeah,
And
The
also,
Limerita seltzers?
I have not tried them yet.
they're good.
I'll have to get some. I still stick to my Natty Light, or what is it? The Natural Light Catalina Lime Mixer. That's
Oh
their
my gosh,
version of a seltzer.
Really? Okay, I need to try it just
Yeah.
for the name.
Catalina Lime. Pow pow!
Are
All
you
right.
saying pow?
All right, so we got Corona moving on. Next up, we have Coors Light versus Corona. And I gotta stick with plugging Old Bag of Nails and saying, man, I want some more free popcorn. Give me a Coors Light, and I'll do some homework sitting in the booth like I did in college.
Man, we're really adding, like, Coors Light is getting it just because of the experience around it. Like, the free popcorn.
Absolutely.
It's cheap, and it was... Let's see.
I mean, it's kind of like me. The only reason you're friends with me is because Jake was, nice, cool guy in college, and I lived with him. So you're like, I'll hang out with that Phil kid too, I guess.
You guys
And
did
here
all
we
the cool
are.
things because I moved off campus.
Let's see.
Well, this was freshman year. Forget.
I chose Corona, by the way.
All right.
Corona wins. But okay, let's go back to that. Let's see. Freshman year.
Wait, did you pick Corona?
Yeah.
I picked Coors. Jake has Corona. It's 1-1. So
I
you
have
got
Corona.
Corona to win it.
Hell yeah.
All right. So why are you picking Corona though?
I love beaches. Thick ones, thin ones.
I guess that's true. If I'm picking Coors Light based on the environment, Corona has a much better environment.
Yeah, I'd rather be on a beach than doing homework in a booth. You're like, oh yes, great times.
Reminiscing about all the love I had during college. What do you think, Stella? Oh, you're okay. All right, so let's fill in Corona, and then we'll move on down underneath us. Now we're looking at Bushlight versus Keystone. It's smooth like Keithstone.
Bushlight.
All I can think of with Bushlight is in the movie Semi-Pro, when he's doing the half-court shot, and he's like, if you're drinking a beer, make it Bush Bavarian. And then the guy makes the half-court shot, and he gives him the check that says $10,000.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the bank says I can't cash this. Like, oh, no, keep trying.
Keep trying. Do you go to a big bank? It's a big check. You gotta go to a big bank. we use that joke all the time, like when I'm at work and stuff. Anyways, Noah, so we got 1 vote coming in for Bushlight. What are you feeling?
I just have very terrible memories of Keystone Light. Just really haunting stuff.
My first girlfriend was stolen by Keith Stone, because he was nice and smooth, and I'm rocky like the bushes. Or prickly like the bushes. So I'm gonna go with Bushlight too.
You fall into a bush, you're like, God damn, there was a lot of rocks in there. It's not how I expected that to go.
Fall into a bush. Did you break your arm? Yeah, dude, it was real rocky on the way down. Alright, so we're filling it in. We got Bushlight. I don't even know if that's the correct way to spell Bushlight, but we'll plug it that way.
B-U-S-C-H.
No, L-I-T. Is it L-I-T-E or is it L-I-G-H?
I think it's L-I-T-E.
Alright. So now we got Milwaukee's Best Light and Natural Light.
Good old East.
So, Milwaukee's Best. The first time I ever heard of it, I was like in 8th grade, and we were listening to a stand-up comedian in Florida on a vacation. And the only thing I knew about it is the guy was like, all right, you're doing your beer math at the end of the night. You're sitting at the grocery store. You can either buy 1 case of Heineken or 30 cases of Milwaukee's Best. And I'm like, all right. So every time I'm picking Milwaukee's Best. However, we're not battling against Heineken, and Natural Light has that same value, so I'm picking Natural Light here. I just thought that John Reap was the comedian, plugging everything today. Natural Light, my pick. It won the actuarial battle for what's the best cheap beer, so I pick Natural Light every time.
All right.
I got all this hair on my chest from Beast, like just all the fraternity drinking of the Beast. All the hair on my chest.
I also drink a lot, but I didn't get that much hair on my chest.
I'm sorry.
I mean, it's probably like proportional right now. Like the amount of hair Jake has on his face is proportional to your hair face, so your chest hair matches Jake. You know, like that. Your face hair to Jake's face hair. Your chest hair to Jake's chest hair.
Man, I'm just like
Stella.
Stella has nice chest hair.
We're gonna need to censor that.
Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful.
Oh man, I can't wait to have an office one day. Because while I do love my dog, I feel like it's very unprofessional just to have this cute little kisser. Oh, give me all the kisses.
Well, when Katie and
I'm sorry, I got my vote in for Natural Light. I didn't register what you guys had. Been a little sidetracked. So, Jake, what are you picking?
I'm picking Natty Light. I have I drank too much Beast, and it's just not doable anymore.
Noah, what you got?
I'm gonna go with Natty Light. You made a lot of good points, and I can resignate with those points.
Resignate?
Yeah.
Is that how you use that word?
Uh-huh.
Resonate. Wait.
Resignate.
Wait. All right, just let's move on.
All right. Moving on from now, we got Natural Light versus Bushlight. I feel like this is the epitome of the college kid battle. Like, you're gonna have most kids drinking Natural Light, but then there's gonna be, you know, the kids that think they're better, being like, "Oh, I got my 30 rack of Bushlight because I know what I'm doing, and I'm, you know, the cooler college kid."
That was
But-
mine. Me. I still drink Bush
I
Light.
am one cooler than that guy.
I get the Bushlight hunting Bushlight hunting pack each year that they put out in hopes that I win the fishing hunting trip that they do every year. They do a
Wait.
limited release case at 30 rack case. It's
Is
orange.
it worse to kill something while you're fishing compared to while you're hunting? Like, if I'm hunting and I kill you, I feel like it's some emotional attachment into that.
Are we
But if I
talking
kill
about
a fish
killing a
while I'm fishing, that's fine.
Wait, are you killing a
Huh?
human while fishing?
That's, you didn't clarify that.
I'm not killing the same thing. I'm killing a fit. Like, I go fishing. I'm trying to find meal for the night. I'm either camping.
I am caveman. Meal for night.
So here I am. I'm out in the woods. I got my fishing pole, and I got my hunting gear in the other hand. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go fishing because I feel like it's more ethical because I feel less attached to the kill. Is that a thing? Like the emotional attachment, or is either way it should be just like I killed it. I'm a man. I'm better than.
So there's definitely more blood if you know, your hunting gear. I'm guessing that's a gun, right? Like you're gonna shoot.
I could be a spear.
Gonna go kill some boars.
I don't think I could kill a boar with a spear. I still think it'd have to be like a squirrel.
No, like boars are.
Dude, boars are terrifying.
Yeah. Like just think Robert Baratheon out there spear hunting giant boars. It's insane.
I thought it was more like elk. Am I wrong? Didn't he get killed by like a giant deer?
It was a boar.
All right, we are way off topic. Back to, is it morally different to go fishing or hunting? Jake, you seem to, you're a fisherman / not
Yeah.
a hunter. Is there a moral area in between your fishing and hunting, or is it more of a any other reason, honestly?
So, well, there's a couple decisions. Morally, yes, because I feel no attachment to fish. Don't give two shits. Financially,
Jake, language.
Financially, it's a lot cheaper. And then my family just doesn't hunt. We all fished growing up. Like,
Okay.
so that's just how it happened. I mean,
Well, see, that's the thing. My family's like anti-gun family, right? We won't shoot something. When I was growing up, it was no shooting guns, things like that.
Yeah, you're a 3-year-old Phil. They're like, guys, no shooting guns.
Well, we weren't even allowed to have Nerf guns until we were old enough to buy them, and my mom couldn't stop us.
Then we were allowed.
But anyways, we went fishing and we caught fish, and I don't think we ever we definitely killed the fish, but we threw it back in the water like it was gonna swim away.
Wait, how did you kill the fish?
Well, when you have little kids catching fish and hanging them over the dry land for like 5 minutes waiting for their dad to run halfway around the small lake to, unhook it, it dies in that time.
Dead.
Dad, like, my mom's like, why don't you take it off? I'm like, I don't want it, it's a fish, it's gross. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess for my family there was that morally different area, but it doesn't seem like there should be, because either way, you're gonna kill and eat it.
So it's gonna be the equivalent of, just suffocating a deer. Because there's no blood. It still died.
So you know what it is. It's
was
not
kinda
actually a
flopping
moral.
around.
It's not actually a moral thing then. I'm going with its difficulty. Because if we make an apples to apples comparison, suffocating, dehydrating, then one's really hard to do. One, you just put a worm on a stick or a worm on a hook and throw it in the water and boom.
All right. So.
All right.
Natural
Sorry
Light
for
won
that.
that one.
After 10 minutes and learning that there is no moral difference between fishing and hunting, maybe. We got Corona versus Natural Light now. So I think Corona puts me on a beach, but Natural Light gets me through every day of my life. So I'm going to go with Natural Light.
I'm going to say... Oh, go ahead, Noah.
Corona. Because, I live every life like I'm on a beach, That's just my mantra. Is that a thing?
So then you should, whenever you drink Natural Light, it should be like you're on a beach.
But I don't drink it.
The Walking Dead. Say hi to The Walking Dead.
Hey, Katie, how you doing? All right, so Jake, we got a 1-1 tie. What are you feeling, Corona or Natural Light?
So I'm gonna have to say Natty Light because Corona to me is just a summer beer. So Natty Light can be drinking anytime.
But think of it like this now. Let's say you were living in the beautiful tropical oasis that is Miami.
Texas.
Nope,
And
not gonna happen.
Corona is now a year-round
hot.
beer. All right,
Too
Jake,
hot.
hold up.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Jake's
this
like an
podcast is
Eskimo.
going to blow up in the next 3 to 5 years. I think we all are planning on it, going to be millionaires in that time.
Uh-huh.
Where are we going to relocate to?
Alaska, says Jake. Because
I mean,
he
I don't
wants to
have a
drink
phone
Natty
number.
Light.
Jake, because wherever there's 3 of us owners here, so wherever 2/3 of us vote, you're going to have to, even if it's a little too hot, in the nice, I don't know where we would go. L.A.? North Carolina?
When you're hot, you're hot, and when you're not, you're not.
All right, I got Natural Light. Jake's got Natural Light. Noah,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You can go drink Coronas on a beach all by yourself.
Oh, darn, that sounds horrible. It was a joke because it sounds nice.
All right, heading up to the top right corner. These were the beers that, when I was assembling, was more so like, yes, they're cheap, but I can't really group them together with anything. So I put them all up here.
So
We got Rolling Rock and the Genny Cream Ale. I vote for Genny Cream Ale.
Is that Genesee cream ale?
Genesee
Yeah.
Cream Ale. It's a green can. Rolling Rock is terrible.
So you literally put they're both in a green can, so they're gonna fight each other.
Do you have better logic?
I don't know what Genesee cream ale is, so.
Oh, we had it at least once or twice with me because I used to buy it at college occasionally.
It is. It's the lesser of the two evils that you put up there together.
I
Okay.
agree. Rolling Rock, I think, is miserable, though. I think Rolling Rock is a legitimately, disgusting beer that if it's that or nothing, I choose death.
Wow, that got... Okay.
Let me look up this beer. See if it jogs my
No
memory.
problem. So, Jake, can you elaborate on your pick of Genny Cream Ale over Rolling Rock at all? Any experiences, anything like that?
I've had both. I've drank both pretty frequently in the past. I had a really bad skunk batch of Rolling Rock that just...
What in the world would make you drink whatever one of these two that you like less and then go back to it?
Because they're
like
both
saying,
equally
I don't like
bad and
Rolling
I was
Rock.
poor.
Yeah, you always pick the one that is minusculely better. Always.
Always, Jake. It's a rule.
But
of
apparently
life.
you didn't. You went back and forth. You couldn't decide. So, Noah, what are you feeling? Rolling Rock or some Genesee Cream Ale?
So I looked it up, and it does look familiar, but I have no recollection of it. So I'm gonna go with Genesee cream ale.
That much hate for Rolling Rock. Oh, man. we're really either talking really bad about some companies or really nicely. We are not hitting the sweet middle ground.
Sweet mini ground.
All right. So next up in this bracket, we got PBR versus Yingling. I feel like PBR is the representative of all small counties in Ohio.
Not gonna argue.
Every time I meet someone from middle of nowhere, Ohio, they're like, dude, PBR is the best thing. And I'm like, you've had other beer, right? Like any other beer. So, Noah, you got first pick on this one. What are you feeling, PBR or Yingling?
I'm going with Yingling, for sure.
Ah.
Yeah, I know, that probably makes me unpatriotic, but whatever.
Jake, we got one vote coming in for Yingling. What do you... we got one vote coming in for Yingling. What do you got, Yingling or PBR?
So, I don't particularly enjoy... I don't particularly enjoy regular Yingling. I only like Yingling Light. So PBR.
Oh, man. So, this is tough for me. PBR, I feel like, is the beer I'm supposed to say. I feel like if we're doing a cheap beer contest, PBR should be, like, one that is popular and famous because it's, like, outside of the Bud and Miller Lite, I feel like that is one of the more well-known ones. More so what my father would be drinking than the others.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm going to go Yingling. Sorry about my dog. She gets a little worked up every now and then. She was having a bad dream and jumped up. I'm going to go with Yingling. It just tastes better.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts my stomach. And I'm sorry to see PBR go this soon, but it's got to be gone.
It's got to go.
All right, so next up, we're going to have our Genesee Cream Ale versus Yingling argument. It's really sad that in this bracket, someone gets to come out. Like, I feel like all these beers should have fallen off and been kicked out in the first round. But whoever designed this did a really poor job and let this happen. So I'm sorry.
Ball, champ.
What was that?
Did you drop in the ball, champ?
I know. I do my best, but sometimes I don't.
Eloquently
I'm
said.
gonna go with Genny Cream. I think I have more good memories with Genny Cream than I do with Yingling. So
That sounds like
while
a
I
fun
may not buy Yingling recently,
That sounded
or
funny.
if there's 2 beers left, I would buy Yingling over Genny Cream. I think Genny Cream has my heart because I'll actually never buy either of these again. Hopefully.
You a big fan of Jenny's Cream?
I am not a big fan of Genny's Cream. I am more so anti-Yingling. This is the anti-bracket, really. This is like, which one do you hate the least? What do you think of Noah? I feel like Genny Cream could get a slight edge for you because you haven't had it, so there's that mystery of how much do I hate it.
Like, how can I hate it the most when I don't even know if I hate it the most? Huh. Okay. My brain's not really churning right now. It may look like I'm thinking, but I'm not. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with...
If you pick Yingling, you just put all the decision onto Jake, which is fine.
I pick Yingling.
Oh, perfect. So Noah, now it's all back onto you.
Okay.
That was quick. Noah, while you think, I'm gonna go to Jake. And Jake, why'd you pick Yingling over Genny Cream?
Genny Cream tastes like aluminum cans.
Did you know it comes in an aluminum can?
Yep, and it tastes like what it's served in.
I kind of want to try
You ever chopped
it.
up an aluminum can and just started chowing away?
It just doesn't taste good. It tastes like metal.
Really sharp.
Dude, it has that subtle milkiness to it. Don't you see the name Genny Cream Ale?
I don't know what milkiness you're talking about. All I can taste is aluminum can.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Genesee Cream Ale, so it makes it
Oh,
farther.
Jake, we're coming after you.
So I can keep thinking about it, so I don't forget to buy it. You know, I want.
You know what? I highly recommend forget to buy this beer.
Please.
All right. So moving on to our bottom right corner. This I can't even remember why I put these down. I think these are supposed to be the non-light versions of beers from the top left corner. So now we got Budweiser versus Miller High Life. I pick Miller High Life because of the 1-second commercial from the Super Bowl, like 20 years ago, where the guy just comes on the screen and yells "High Life," and then it moves on.
It's good advertising.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of Budweiser just because of Alexis.
Why do you drink Budweiser because of Alexis?
Because she always has Budweiser and I mooch beer. That's what I do.
Ah.
And she hates Bud Light. She always gets Budweiser.
She doesn't like getting Bud dumber. She gets Budweiser. Duh.
I'm gonna go with Miller High Life.
I choose High Life also.
Oh, well, dang.
High Life, man. I told
I
you.
didn't need to think that hard about it.
All right. So now we got the college beer that I heard about because I was at a party one time and they brought it out. Hams. Haven't had it anywhere but at the party, but it was a beer. And that is a fact.
I was there with you at that party.
Bro, you can get a 6-pack of 16-ounce ham cans for like $5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Alright, so it's cheap.
Well, so now we got, again, but it's going up against Miller Genuine Draft, which genuinely I've never bought also.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Hams.
I'm gonna go with Hams.
Hey,
Just the name
I can get
was-
more for less.
Hams also.
Alright.
All right, sounds good. Let's move that one on over. So now we got Hams versus Miller High Life. I feel like this is, again, another college kid battle. Like, I remember everyone, Miller High Life, you can actually get a good deal on this. And Hams being a beer that someone else bought when I was in college. So, I'm going to go with Miller High Life because what other beer can you drink out of a champagne bottle at midnight on New Year's Eve?
What?
They sell champagne bottles of Miller High Life.
Oh my god.
He's correct. I bought 2 this year.
Told you. Champagne of beers, baby. All right. Noah, do you have any thoughts?
Any thoughts? Not many, Phil. Not many. I'm gonna go with Hams. Cause
do you want to put some hams on your ham? Have a ham?
I love ham. I do. I still haven't learned how to cook it very well, but even with my poor cooking skills, I can manage to eat some of the ham that I make. So,
Dude, all you have to do is literally take the ham and increase its temperature. You don't have to cook it. Ham's already made.
wait, do I have to increase its temperature, or can I just eat it cold?
That's
You can
gross.
eat it cold too, but I just wonder what cooking you're doing that you're doing it so poorly that you're ruining ham.
Wait, okay, so Phil, the ham that we cooked in college, I recall me doing a good amount of cooking on that project. Was that actually a fantasy, and you did all the cooking there? Just go
Well-
ahead, rip the Band-Aid off. Just do it.
Our two minds were able to figure out to heat it up correctly. But that's it.
Okay.
We didn't it's not like we smoked a giant hunk of pork or pig, whatever, to make it ham. We just took a pre-made ham and threw it in the oven.
The glaze was good.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that was my issue. I tried to make the glaze myself.
Yeah, that's probably a mistake.
And instead of just buying one that was like, here's the glaze, put it on the ham.
All right, Jake, we have Miller High Life versus Hams. What are you feeling?
High Life.
All right, so why you got High Life?
Because I like the High Life. I live the High Life.
I'm High Life
Jake
right
loves
now.
some champagne, man. Oh, hit the wrong button. By the way, if you are watching this on YouTube, what am I doing? If you're watching this on YouTube, ignore that I just ruined this like 4 times. And also, let us know what you think of the artwork we just added to the bracket. Tried to make it a little bit more viewer-friendly. If you're listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify Podcast, go listen on YouTube also, and then leave a comment about what you think of these. All right, so now we have Genesee Cream Ale versus Miller High Life. While I have been the spokesperson for Genny Cream Ale to this point,
Kind of both of them.
I'm still going to sit down with my bottle of champagne of Miller High Life and sip on some of that as that runs its way to the championship. So I got Miller High Life.
Genesee Cream Ale. That's the one that's an aluminum can, and I should forget, right?
Yep.
That's the one that you shouldn't remember to buy.
Okay. I'm gonna vote for it because I'm really curious how they get that aluminum taste. You know, it's impressive.
It's mostly because they chop up metal and put it into the beer. Very poisonous. Very poisonous.
Is it poisonous?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so Jake, it's 1-1. Genny Cream versus Miller High Life. What are you picking?
High Life.
You got to work on the elaboration of these, Jake, so I don't have to ask every time why you picking Miller High Life.
Because Genny Cream tastes like aluminum cans.
So you're voting against Genny Cream, not for Miller High Life.
No, I actually enjoy High Life. I do.
Oh, okay. Well, then don't, work all of that into your answer. Man, we got to work on this guy.
See, but the thing is, like, if it's making its way up the bracket, like, how many times do you say the same stuff as to why you like it?
Every time? I don't know. That's a question for our producer. He's not here at the moment.
Oh,
All right.
Stupid producer.
So now, in the championship round, we have Natural Light versus Miller High Life. And I feel like this is a tough one for me. Natural Light would win maybe 3 years ago. Clearly, it would win. Today, I buy more Miller High Life. If I go to a bar, I ask for a Miller High Life because I'm pretty sure they don't serve Natural Light. And I feel like these two... Huh?
You're going to the wrong bars then.
These two summarize what I was trying to get to earlier, where it's Natural Light is what I buy for myself. Miller High Life is what I buy when I have people coming over or for a party or something. So, I think Natural Light wins, and I'm not proud of it, but I think you can't beat the price for what you get. Like, I can get Natural Light for, 60 cents a can? And it just, economics, it's just better. So, Jake, you're shaking your head. You give the lead argument against why you're wrong.
The fact that you're just breaking it down by price is only something that you would do. Give me a per can. If you give me a decision between Natty and High Life, I'm choosing High Life. I don't, I have no problem. I have no problem with Natty Light. I truly don't. But High Life to me just tastes a lot better.
Okay.
So what you're telling me is, if you can choose a natural, typical life or living it up in the high life, you're picking the high life every time.
High Life anytime.
And you turned down living in Miami moments ago. You're full of crap.
Alaska. I'm so on that high life that I'm really high up there on the map.
That means going higher towards the tip of the globe there, right?
Who knows what getting higher means? Ask Evan. He was climbing a mountain yesterday.
What?
I was still very confused about that.
I was confused by that message too. Don't worry.
Was it
all
like
right?
a
Moving
metaphor
on, Noah.
for sex? Oh, sorry. What?
Miller High Life or Natural Light?
I probably should have answered something earlier, so I don't have to be the one that has to think really hard.
Absolutely.
Good point, Bob. On that one, let's see. Let's break this down. The first time I had Natural Light was in high school. We're like, wow, this stuff is so cheap. This is amazing. Look at the alcohol content. This is like crazy. And then we go start partying, having fun, and I think I finished 2, maybe like 2 1/4, and I was like, I can't drink this anymore.
So Natural Light is supposed to be a beer that gets better as you go too. Like as I progress in my drinking, the 5th one should be easier than the 3rd one.
Did not
the 3rd
make
easier
it.
than the 1st.
Did not make it to the 5th one. Okay, but then I got
Was
to
it because
college.
you were puking or because you made a good decision?
Are those my options? I wasn't doing either of those.
Well, the good decision is to stop drinking Natty Light.
So maybe I made a good decision?
Technically,
Not
in
logical.
this realm. Dude, I hate cameras and how they make my hands look, because it looks like I have huge hands right now, but I have tiny baby hands.
Little baby hands. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But-
So now Noah,
No, I got
that
to
was your
college.
story with.
Got to college, and I was like, do you guys have any other free beer? Like, I'm being a real bitch right now. Like, can you please give me something better to drink if you're providing free beer?
And they gave you Ice House.
They're like, no. I was like, all right. Then I got used to Natty Light, and it was just very normal and very drinkable. I was like, all right, whatever. It's watered down piss, whatever it is. It's fine. Miller High Life. I feel like it's trying to be something it's not, and it's a nice little meme. It has some meme value there. But I mean, let's be real.
Okay.
It's a cheap beer. It's not particularly that different from any other of these cheap beers.
Which drink came out first? Which beer came first?
Do you know?
Oh wait, Jake? Are you looking it up right now?
Yeah.
All right, Jake, you look it up. Noah and I are gonna guess. Noah, you got first guess. What beer came first, Natural Light or Miller High Life?
Natural Light.
I'm gonna go with Miller High Life came first.
I don't know if I should have done that. My computer. Oh, wow.
Your computer's struggling. All right, I'm on it. Natural
No.
Light.
I think Miller Light wins, or the Miller High Life wins.
I'm pretty
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't think Natty Light's beating 1903.
Natural Light came out in July 31st, 1977.
Yeah, Miller High Life came out in 1903.
All right, so Jake, you
So
said.
Miller High Life.
All right, Jake, you said which one came out first, and then you didn't know the answer to that, so we looked it up and we found out Miller High Life came out first.
Yeah.
Who
So
cares? What's the relevance?
Miller
I think-
High Life set the tone for what cheap beer should be like.
That's
Natural
the
Light is
point.
one of those.
Okay.
High Life,
Okay.
High Life was the mold. It was there.
Okay, we don't know if it was the first one.
High Life isn't even considered light beer either.
No.
It's just cheap beer.
So it shouldn't win this
Yeah.
bracket then, huh?
Well,
Huh?
What?
This is cheap beer, not
Yeah,
whatever
And High
Jake
Life's super bougie, top tier, top shelf apparently.
it's the champagne of beers.
All right, I'm going with the Natty Light.
it's such a dumb
Ooh.
argument we're having right now.
Jake, I want you to know this was all out of spite to you.
I
All
think
out of spite. We
you guys are
game-
getting back to me after the Kingler episode.
Exactly. Well, getting back at you after the Kingler episode, we already had packed you there.
Yeah, but you're just like not letting it go.
Just really,
no, I don't
feeling
know,
in the
like so
flavor.
I understand we're naming Natural Light the winner here, but I feel like this is more of a 1 and 1A, where it's more than the other brackets we've had. Like in the Pokemon, Arcanine was the clear winner, and Jolteon was a clear 2. But Natural Light and Miller High Life, I feel like here we're looking more at you guys are really close. I'll pick one to pick one, but if we flipped them, I don't think I'd be too upset.
So, here's an idea off your head right now. What is your worst, like your least favorite beer that you've ever had?
The least favorite beer I've ever had?
Yep.
All right, so we were at the barcade, Noah. I don't know if you remember this. It was me, you, and Jazz.
I remember.
And there was a shark tap handle, and I said, "Shark tap handle's cool. Give me one of those." Now, Jake, I told you about Orangaboom before this. Orangaboom is the cheap beer they serve at the barcade, which I had like 4 or 5 of.
Okay.
And so I was feeling pretty good. And they give me this shark handle tap beer, and I took a sip. And do you ever smell coriander when it cooks?
Yep.
That's exactly what it tasted like.
Did they ever tell you what you drank?
If they did, I had 4 or 5 beers, and I had no idea what it was.
So, I'm like, since that experience, like that's exactly where my brain went to, Phil. Since that experience, I always thought it was coriander, but I'm thinking that there actually was something else in the beer besides the coriander. Because I smelled,
like straight poop?
So I smelled coriander. Like I have a spice rack, and it has coriander. And I didn't hate it. So I'm thinking like...
No, you have to cook it. When you cook coriander, it's different.
Okay. So
Jake, what do you got? Yeah. Jake, what do you got as your worst beer? We
Ice
gotta
House.
start bringing this to the end.
Ice House.
Ice House.
Ice House.
Oh, man.
God awful.
Natty Ice is disgusting. That's another one that's up there.
I actually don't mind Natty Ice.
All right. So let's just wrap this one up. It looks like we decided that Natural Light is the best cheap beer to buy, but if you buy Miller High Life, no one's really too mad at you for it. So thank you guys so much for listening. If you're on YouTube, please comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you're on Spotify, follow. If you're on Apple Podcasts, I don't know because I've never used it. But thank you so much, and give us any feedback.